Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Looks like we have Turner Bitton to speak for a community council.
Yeah, my name's Turner Bitton. I'm here representing the Glendale Neighborhood Council and SLC Neighbors for More Neighbors. I'm here to speak in support of the proposed changes and to encourage you not to table the proposal. The RMF 35 and 45 zoning districts, when they were created, it's important to understand the context when they were created. They were created at a time when our city wasn't growing. We were seeing a population decline in the mid-90s. And the zones were created at the time as a way of addressing those problems, but they're broken. The RMF 35 and 45 zoning districts were envisioned to create moderate density housing woven into existing neighborhoods. But for 30 years, unnecessary restrictions like setbacks and parking have prevented the creation of homes in these zones, reducing housing options for residents today and in the future. I'm going to repeat some of what was already presented today by the Planning Division because I think it should be sobering to everyone who's listening. 66% of lots in these districts are too small to be developed under the current rules. Nearly half don't meet the minimum lot size requirement, and strict density caps and excessive parking mandates have blocked the very type of housing that these zones were meant to encourage. Since 1995, only 4% of these lots or lots in these zones have been developed, a clear sign that these policies are not working. The homes envisioned within these zones are just what's needed to make our city family friendly. They are what's needed in the short term to meet the mayor's stated goal of bringing families back to our city, especially downtown, in the long term as these zones spread throughout the city and are utilized citywide. These are the types of homes that would have worked for families so that our public schools, like Benyon Elementary, could have stayed open. By modernizing these zoning rules, you can open the door for more housing options, duplexes, row houses, cottage homes, and the small apartment buildings that provide affordability and fit within the character of neighborhoods. In fact, all of the envisioned housing types in the proposed zones exist within the neighborhoods where these zones are predominant. This change will allow more people to meet some of the stated goals of other city plans, to live near jobs and transit, to reduce car dependency, and to support our city's commitment to water conservation and sustainable growth. The proposed changes are common sense and evidence-informed reforms that will help build a city that works for everyone. This is not about drastic change. It's about removing outdated barriers so our neighborhoods can evolve naturally, bringing housing types back to the future that were historically built in these communities. These updates align with the city's long-term goals stated in Housing SLC, Thriving in Place, and Connect SLC, as well as stated goals such as simplifying our zoning code, promoting the adaptive reuse of buildings, and align with the affordable housing incentives, which is a key component of creating the types of affordable units that are mentioned repeatedly tonight. With all due respect to the other speakers that you've heard from already, there is no such thing as naturally occurring affordable housing. Naturally occurring affordable housing is only created when new homes are created to offset the pressure created by a growing population and in-migration into the city. There's no such thing as naturally occurring affordable housing. You have to continually add new homes in order for older homes and existing homes to retain their affordability. I'd leave you all with the fact that a great body of evidence from cities across the country show that cities that are building the most moderate and high-density housing are the ones that are starting to bend the cost curve. They're the cities where rents are rising the slowest, where there's more ownership opportunities, and where you're seeing the legacy of racist housing policy and exclusionary zoning being undone. More diverse communities, more welcoming communities, more inclusive communities are created when we create moderate density and high-density housing. New homes at a large enough scale are the key to affordability, as competition, not new homes, drives costs through the roof. It's the fact that if you are looking for housing in this market, there's not enough housing for you. You're competing with everybody else who's looking for housing, as was stated in the presentation. I'd encourage you to remember who is most impacted by the housing affordability crisis. It's not the folks here tonight, like myself, who own our homes. Our housing problems are largely solved. It's the public servants, the young families, hardworking professionals, the kids graduating up at the University of Utah who are looking for their place in our city. It's these hardworking people who make our city work who are most impacted.
I'm sorry, that's time.
Okay, thank you.